EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season between the Buffalo Bills and the Los Angeles Rams. And off we go from SoFi Stadium. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result had he opted for the touchback. Allen off the play fake. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Man coverage is certainly a staple of their defense, and it's built for plays like that, forcing that incompletion.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line.
56.
To the air, Allen. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Rams are going to take possession of the football. Not something you see very often from a quarterback of his caliber, an opening drive interception.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that even he's surprised at how that one played out. But we know this guy is not going to stop him from continuing to fire as this game goes along. Probably give a little nod of respect across the field for that one. And let him know he'll be back the very next series.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Throw left side, complete to Cup. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Make that now 3 straight 2-yard gains. The defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. Here we go on 4th. Stafford. Trying to find Cup, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Poyer. And the Bills are going to take over at their own 41. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching the bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There was a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage, and that throw had no shot.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. On play action, Allen. And he comes back with one complete. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Here's Allen to throw it. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
First down, here's the run with Cook. Taken down at the 30.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
To the left, he's got his tight end Knox. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. Okay, so roughing the passer, and I've got to imagine that's the last thing you want to see week 1 as your quarterback taking an unnecessary hit.
I think you're exactly right about that. You hate it any week, but boy, are you on target. This is just depending on them to take them through 17 games, so you definitely get
touchdown Bills. DJ Chark, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Bills are on the board first on the road here in L.A. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Bills 7, Rams nothing. Tyler Bass to kick off for Buffalo.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Now a play fake it at Stanford. Trying to find Kupp, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Will Harris. And the Bills are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. I know when you got a top tight end like this, you want to get him involved, but when you do, you're hoping for more than that.
You certainly are. You've got to try and get him some space where he can make a play downfield, or at least an opportunity for some rack yardage, right? That run after catch.
A quick throw complete to Chark. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down. That was a lightning-fast decision that time. He just caught it and got rid of it.
Because he saw his guy was going to be open immediately. So he took the R, the run, out of the play. He took the O, the option, out of the play, and immediately got to the pass.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down. The kick by Bass is good, and the Bills will add on to their lead. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll run it again with Henry. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That good for 19 and a 1st down.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the 1st quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. First down carry for Henry. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
Sometimes that's a danger of putting that jumbo set out there. You just get a lot of bodies massed in one location. You could wind up with 18, 20, maybe even all 22 in the box, and there's nowhere to run the football.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Henry up the middle. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. And that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. This is taken at the 15. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
On first down, Allen. Cook makes the catch on the other route. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
That's a pretty play there coming out of the backfield, but as that back, you've got to be conscious of making sure you're securing the football. When you get out in the open field, sometimes you get a little loose with it as you're trying to get up ahead of steam. Make sure you keep it close to your body because the defenders are
under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss.
He already did his primary job with an interception earlier, but here he gets a chance to be a pass rusher and takes on the challenge of blitzing and makes another big play. That's something to file away and maybe break out later in this one or in a future game.
Throwing on second and long. Allen. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
That's a good bounce-back play right there after taking a sack on first down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a third and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out third and long.
So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6. The kick by Bass is good, and the Bills will add on to their lead. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They find themselves down 13-0 here as they try to get things started offensively. 1st and 10. Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
Play action. Stafford. He finds his man, complete. It's Farmer. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Well, sometimes despite the best planning, the defense actually has a plan as well, and they blanketed everyone on that play. They were able to close it down and spill him for a loss.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Throwing is Stafford. Catch made, it's Moreau. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. Short completion, just 4 yards. And it'll be 4th down.
Excellent job there defensively. Gave up the underneath to the tight end on 3rd down, and they made sure that they did their job. Got him on the ground and prevented him picking up a 1st down.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Here comes the Rams punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. And Cook has it, left side. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. And it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
From just shy of midfield, Allen. It's complete to Diggs. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Allen to Diggs there for a Buffalo first. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And this is Cook with a grab. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Play action. Now it's Allen. Right back to Cook for another completion. Gave a glimpse of his power that time. And then brought down at the 30. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way. And really, we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. The kick by Bass is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. By no means certainly are they out of this contest. 2-score game start of the third quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, and that slope becomes even more slick if you come away empty-handed on this drive, because then you give them a chance to extend their lead. You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. It's what I call one of those calming drives, try and slow things down a little bit. I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going, trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
From the gun on third down, Stafford. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Here comes the Rams punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. Let's take it inside his own 40. A very good kick there, but 15 yards on the return. And the Bills are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. On play action, Allen sliding out of the pocket. Diggs crossing the field and bringing it in. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And it'll be intercepted. And the Rams are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. So that, Charles, may be the play that this defense has been looking for.
They've hung in there, and if they lose this game, it won't be from a lack of effort on their part. The key question is, can the offense finally do something, because we're into the third quarter, and a 0 is still glowing on the scoreboard.
Meanwhile, Stafford's throw here hauled in by Cup. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 22-yard line.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Stafford now to throw. And that is incomplete.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. That's Gregory Rousseau getting in there to bring him down. Well, that time, it looked like he essentially just ran right into the pass rush.
Yeah, partner, I'm not much of an outdoorsman, but the fish jumped right into the net, didn't he? Because you've got to make sure that you're deep enough that you can get around the defensive end, have an angle there. But he couldn't do it because he actually cut that one off. Really nice play coming off the edge.
A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's got the hook up with Diggs. And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. Now, this looks like a roughing call. The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10. Allen now looks to throw. Pass incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. 2nd and 10, third quarter of the season opener. Throwing now is Allen. That is is incomplete.
Well, so far on this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. To throw, it's Allen. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
So on 4th down, out is Tyler Bass in the Buffalo field goal unit. From the left hash, a chip shot here. The kick by Bass is good. So the big return had him fired up, but in the end, the offense stalls out. They only muster 3.
Yeah, the excitement was there after the return, but they didn't move the ball at all after that. They didn't even get a 1st down.
Here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And not a good return here at all, as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try to put points on the board.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. He's got a man complete. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
On 1st down, Stafford here. And he'll find Moreau here. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. The Rams, they are on the move. They've got another 1st down.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Teron Johnson able to pick it. And the Bills are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores. But, yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And, look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Allen. And his pass incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Allen going to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Cook. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to make it 4th down.
A short game that doesn't get them the 1st down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. They'll run for it. Cook. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Here's Allen. And complete right side to Cook. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read. Better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Allen off the play fake. Finding Knox there, complete.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough. Swing the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Now Allen. And Diggs has it. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That's a gain of nearly 40 yards on 3rd and medium to pick up the first.
No let up in this passing game. They've been a well-oiled machine throughout. And I actually saw a few guys on the sidelines at the end of the 3rd quarter doing the old hold up 4 fingers college sign, meaning the 4th quarter is ours. And they certainly weren't kidding.
On play action, Allen steps away. And this will be incomplete.
Yeah, their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. And they're going to go with a jet sweep. This is Diggs with it. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo 1st down.
Well, part of why that play works is because the defense has to freeze because they don't know whether he's going to hand it off or keep it himself. And this time, how about that sleight of hand there? Gives it to his wideout. And that indecision defensively, boy, it hurt him in a big way.
Operating from the red zone now. Allen forced out to his left. Throw left side complete. That's Cook. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Now it's Smith running right, and the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. He can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches.
56.
He'll try and run forward with Smith. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the 1st down as he's tackled at the 2. And now the Rams are going to halt things as they want a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Smith is in. Touchdown, Bills. Well, Charles, no matter what the prognosticators say before the season, whether they think you're going to be good, bad, or somewhere in the middle, you never quite know how week one is going to play out. But for them, it has been an impressive performance, and they are well on their way to a 1-0 start.
Yeah, it's a lot like opening up presents, isn't it, partner? You're not quite sure what's inside, but you're hopeful, right? In this case, exactly what they were looking for, exactly what they need.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
At their own 18-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week one because they have not been particularly competitive here. So these fans just kind of beside themselves right now.
Down back at his own 8-yard line.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Throw right side into the hands of Foster Moreau. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Ramsey. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. No luck for the Rams as they fail here on 4th down. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. Now, this is a nice little gift wrap situation as they take over 1st and goal. So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. They'll roll him out right. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. So still throwing here in the 4th quarter with a pretty sizable lead. And now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up. And he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the 4th quarter, facing the big deficit. Just silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like one possession left, and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do they? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run to have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get something up on the board and not get shut out.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. On 3rd down. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Now that'll be caught by Cup. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
They'll try the right side with Henry. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. This run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the 4th quarter. Should rely more on the passing attack?
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first 3 quarters, you're still trying to convince the defense that you may run the football. That's out the window right now. Protect, let your quarterback operate, and try and find some targets in the open field downfield.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Teron Johnson able to pick it, and the Bills are going to take over here up near the 40. CD, this defense, man, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off a pass.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They go back to the ground with Smith. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. 3rd down. Here's a run by Cook. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 12 yards that time and a Bills 1st down.
And that's the type of run that you'll live with. In this game, he's had a good number of carries. He's just been unable to really break off anything substantial.
They run again on 1st down. Cook. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
56.
And Allen is actually going to throw it here. Out to his left. And Shark calls it in. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams 18. So it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Bills, you can't ask for a better start as they pitch a shutout here in the opener.